Hello and welcome to another episode on Mono Story. Today we'll be talking about a good old anime known as Chainsaw Man. That's right, you heard me. And today's question is, which is better, the first part or the second part? So we'll start discussing the first half and we'll talk about that. So in the first half we have our lovely character Denji. He's a run-of-the-mill broke boy. He's got no money, needs help from Gucci to kill some other devils, and he gets money from some random dudes. Come to find out, those random dudes are the zombie devil, and he gets killed in the first episode. Spoiler first few couple chapters, pretty much. He then makes a contract with the Chainsaw Devil, which is Pucci, his dog, and he becomes Chainsaw Man. I mean, it's very logical what it is. And then he meets Makima, this lovely lady, and then we have our first half of the story. Now, this video will contain spoilers from now, so if you weren't already spoiled from the start, what I just said, you will be getting spoiled if you listen. So please, if you haven't watched it, please watch up to, I think it finished on the Katana Devil, so watch up to that. And if you want to do more, read the manga, because with the Reze arc I've already seen in the manga, we're way ahead of that. So the anime is so far behind. So anyway, getting back on topic, we have Makima, and so in the first half we have Makima, we have Aki, and we have Power, the three main, with Denji of course. So with these three characters plus Makima, we get a real good story, and there's there's a lot of good fights with Denji and Aki and Power. I mean, it gets crazy up until volume 10 of the first. That's where the first half ends. The anime has you haven't even seen anything if you've only been watching the anime. The manga is absolutely off the rails. We're talking, I think you did see in the anime the Future Devil. That's crazy. Gun Devil, absolutely. Like, even talking about the Gun Devil, and you're like, in the anime, he's still like so fresh. But yeah, that whole arc was crazy. Power, like how she got just one up and ended, bammed. Makima's true devil, who she is, like the manipulation devil, absolute insanity. That fight between her and Denji and how he won, that was crazy. And so when we go through all of that, we could say the first core, especially the revelation of who the Gun Devil was, that was crazy. I mean, even just when Himeno was around, and that ended so quickly. She is just up and gone, which makes that's why Chainsaw Man is so good. It does not shy away from just killing people off. Just like, oh, you're a main character, you were a main character, you know what I mean? So that's really cool. So yeah, I think in terms of the first half of the manga, I think it was very solid arc, solid core, and I think starting the second arc, starting with Asa as the main and protagonist, was a bit weird, a bit worrisome. I thought they'd stop Denji from being in the story, but now though we find that Denji is still in the story, her actions as being both Asa and then the War Devil, which is Yoru, taking half her brain, is so cool. She's such a cool character now after being fleshed out the two different halves. And yeah, I think like her ability to make people's spines into swords is freaking cool too. So I mean, you've got that in the second half, and you have so many other things happening in the second half as well. Like now because I just recently caught up, so things like I was like skeptical still, even with that, like starting, and then we'd seen Denji, he was getting mistreated by the Sword Devil, but then he had some fun, and we come to realize there's a whole entire cult around it now. Everyone's getting chainsaws out of their head, and it's getting crazy. I mean, elderly old devil, that guy, who was very, very new in the series. That whole entire, like, because with the, in Core 1, you had the Hell Devil, Devil of Hell, and he had a whole entire world that everyone got trapped into. Same thing with this, in the second arc, they have the old devil, or devil of age, pretty much old age, and he sent them to another world, and that was so cool. I was really skeptical on the longevity of the second half because of just that, but like the fact that the portal getting in and out of that place was Denji's mouth. Denji's mouth, that was so cool. Okay. And so going back to the main topic, which one is better? Or which one, I want to say which one is better, we could always ask the question of which one, are they as good as each other? I think right now one is a solid. You can read, watch one whenever you want, and you will not be disappointed. Everything in that arc is solid, from the zombie devil all the way up to Makima is trying to kill Denji, pretty much, and up to that point. So I mean, you have like so many other characters that get like small cameos, like those three brothers, just done. The Kwaishi, the first devil hunter, with her 4 or 5 other mistresses. Absolute cinema, that part, like crazy. And then I mean, you haven't talked about Kishibe. I mean, that guy is pure class. There is nothing you can tell me about that character. Absolute cinema. And when he's fighting that other chick from China, just they're fighting each other. Oh, insane. And you got like that Rez arc, which still hasn't even been. The anime is so far behind. Like the Rez arc is absolute cinema. The Angel Devil, the Shark Devil, absolute cinema. Beautiful. And then going into second now, we have so many good things too, like those You're at the start, it's pretty good. Yoru at the start, sorry, it's pretty good. That was unexpected. Denji finding it out at that part at the aquarium was awesome. That whole entire scene, her and Denji in the never-ending mason, she comes out and just kills that devil up. Oh, so good. And so I hope we get, because now we're getting more Chainsaw, actual Denji gonna be back as Chainsaw Man, because he was trying to hide the whole time. I hope in the future we get more of that. And I think in both arcs though, and I think what settles me on that, like 2 is better, getting better, those scenes, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, those scenes, bro. Like Himeno kissing Denji and then in the mouth, you know, power, getting some feely, touchy. Like there's nothing, that's like nothing compared to what happens in part 2, bro. In part 2, guys like, Denji needs a kiss. I'm like, I need a kiss. Yoda kisses him. They go so far, man. They go so far that, yeah, at the end, let's just say, we're not going to go there, I don't think. But yeah, like that, those sorts of elements, unexpected. Like, I can't wait till it gets animated. It'll be, like, will they animate that? I don't think so. But if it does, oh, it'll be so funny. And it's like those sorts of things that make, I think, part 2 just as good as part 1. Because they don't change it up. They change the scenery, they change everything, but they keep that same feeling of part 1. So if I was to say part 1 or 2 is better, which one? I think they're just as good as each other now. Before I would definitely say part 1. Part 1 was easily, but now after what I'm saying for part 2, even the Denji, like recently they got, I'm caught up the last chapter now, Denji got disassembled. And the falling devils now, everyone's fallen. And Yoru just like pops. Just blew this person's hand straight up. Didn't even try saving the person, just flew on, just dead. Just killed her straight up. So like things like that are going to get more and more better, I think. So yeah, I think right now part 2 is looking really good. It's just as good as part 1 now. Before I said part 1's still better. And I hope it keeps on the way it goes. But yeah, it's a good series. And yeah, that's it for today, I think. So that'll be another episode of Mono Story. Please like and subscribe. If you haven't pressed the bell button, please do so. Thank you. And yeah, I'll see you on another Mono Story.